Hello, I am Vince, and as a requirement for the Philippine Business Environment subject of the Master in Public Administration degree, I'll be discussing and sharing about logistics and supply chain management. First, we will look back at the background of logistics. Logistics is from the French word logistique. It is attested in English from 1846. It was either coined or popularized by military officer Antoine Henry Jumini, who defined it in his summary of the art of war, or précis de l'art de la guerre in French. It also considered to have originated from the military establishments, which means the art of moving, quartering, and supplying troops. Ancient Roman and Greek wars are the basis of today's logistics system. Logistics is the process of planning and executing the efficient transportation and storage from the point of origin to the point of consumption. The goal of logistics is to meet the customer or client requirements in a timely, cost-effective manner. In logistics management, there are three main aspects to consider, and these are the materials management, a core supply chain function, and includes supply chain planning and supply chain execution capabilities. Next is the production department, which is a group of functions within a business that is responsible for the manufacture of goods. And lastly, the production management, which deals with the converting raw materials into finished goods or products. It brings together the 6 M's: men, money, machines, materials, methods, and markets. It's very important in logistics for the stakeholders or customers. They want the product to arrive in the desired time frame. Warehousing ensures you can do this with security stocking. Having enough stocks to handle the normal supply needs for this month and next month means you can fulfill orders even if your suppliers are delayed or incoming inventories are lost or damaged. Logistics operations has the following main elements. The first is warehousing, second is handling and storage, third is the transportation and delivery, and the fourth is inventory management. Failure to plan in detail for logistical needs can lead to embarrassing failures in execution. And that is very important in the military or in the police that will be engaging the enemy in a very volatile situation, and of course in any business sectors or entities, because for the big businesses it means a lot of money either to gain or to lose. So let's proceed to warehousing. Warehouse is a place for storage or any space or area that is used to keep materials, goods, products, and other items for a period of time until finally withdrawn, used, transferred, or sold. And in warehousing, there are top 5 warehousing challenges. The first is the inventory accuracy. Problem of either running out of stock at the wrong time or carrying too much stocks. Second is inventory location. Without adequate insight into location, pickers might take long to find the item to ship, which slows the loading process. Third is the space utilization or warehouse layout. It is not about how much space you have or how big is it. It's about optimizing the space to avoid unnecessary labor. Fourth is the first in, first out or FIFO or FIFO. Item which is moved in first will be moved first out of the system. Picking optimization, which is the last one. For warehouses that still have manual processes in place, there tends to be no common route taken to pick items for shipment, which adds unnecessary time to the process. In warehousing, we have also the warehouse management system, or the WMS. A warehouse management system is a software application that supports the day-to-day operation in a warehouse. WMS programs enable centralized management of tasks such as tracking, inventory levels, and stock locations. Transportation and distribution. It refers to the movement of product from one location to another, as it makes its way from the beginning of a supply chain to the customer's hand. And in transportation and distribution, we have challenges: the developing cost efficiencies, guaranteeing timely delivery, anticipating problems and having backup plans, security issues, urban transportation. We have also this intermodal transportation, which is use of two or more modes of carriers to transport goods from the shipper to the consignee. Two types of loading and delivery. We have this palletized loading and delivery, and the manual loading and delivery. In the palletized loading, the basic material handling equipment is the pallet. Pallet is a horizontal platform typically fixed to a superstructure, and a bottom deck which allow it to be lifted and moved by material handling equipment such as lift trucks and conveyors, as well as to place in appropriate storage systems and transport vehicles. The standard size of a pallet is 1 by 1.2 meters, and the maximum rating of a pallet, or the safe working load, is 1,000 kilograms, and it should not exceed 4,000 kilograms when stacking. Empty pallets can be stored 40 high. What is supply chain management? The supply chain management refers to the design of a process that match supply and demand, procure materials and services, and deliver the product through a distribution system. And there are four elements of supply chain, and these are demand forecasting, procurement and purchasing, logistics, and customer service. Demand forecasting refers to the process of predicting the future demand for the firm's product. It is a technique for estimation of probable demand for a product or services in the future. And the objectives of demand forecasting is to prevent product shortages and keep just enough inventory on hand, and then to optimize inventory level. But in reality, forecasts are seldom perfect. Most techniques assume an underlying stability in the system. The customer demand is the most important component in forecasting. Management of organization should always look into the changing consumer or user preference in the manufacture of goods. Reasons why demand forecasting is essential for supply chain management: increasing stakeholder satisfaction, inventory optimization and planning to reduce stock out and overstocking,
Reduce cost of nearly expiring products. What is bullwhip defect? The bullwhip effect is a supply chain phenomenon describing how a small fluctuations in demand at the retail level can cause progressively larger fluctuations in demand at the wholesale, distributor, manufacturer, and raw material supplier levels. And in the forecasting, we have different approaches, and we have the qualitative methods used when little data exists, and it is used for new products, new technology. It involves intuition, experience. Qualitative methods, it uses the jury of executive opinion, or otherwise known as Delphi method. It refers to the pool opinions of high-level experts, sometimes augmented by statistical models. And then another one under the qualitative method is the sales force composite. Estimates from individual salesperson are reviewed for reasonableness, then aggregated. And lastly, the consumer stakeholder market survey. Quantitative approaches. It is used when situation is stable and historical data exist, and it involves mathematical techniques. And there are four kinds also of quantitative approaches. One is the naive approach, simple average, moving average, and weighted average. In the naive approach, assumes demand in next periods in the same as demand in most recent period. While in the simple average approach, it would be the 3 months average, then divided by 3. Moving average method is a series of arithmetic means used in little or no trend, used often for smoothing. Then the weighted moving average is used when some trend might be present. Other data usually less important. Weights based on experience and intuition. So in the approaches, there are different kinds of approach that can be used, and it involves computation and using of different data as basis in the computation in order to get the demand forecast that you need.